Did you just get an orchid and you think it's too cramped? Or maybe you got a new one from the nursery and you're wondering how to plant an orchid? Watch this video for tips on how I plant my orchids, and we'll check back in a few weeks to see how it worked out. Hey, welcome to my container gardens. You know, when I did my orchid tips video the other day, someone asked me, well, what do I do about repotting an orchid that's too big for its pot? Well, you look for a pot that's the next size up. I happened to be going to the nursery today to pick up some landscaping fabric, and I picked up this little orchid. It really kind of made me sad because literally the display, they're all in these plastic sacks with the label stapled to the top. This is a red dawn-like flower Vanda. And they're exotic orchids, they're not the hardy orchids. Here's what's crazy. I already started on this and I decided to wait to show you guys. Look at these old roots. So some of these are old decayed roots. They probably had them growing in the air in these baskets, and this basket's been so entangled in the roots. And she does have some nice green roots up here and some that are healthier, but the rest of this is just excess and it's taking away from the energy of the plant. So what I'm going to do is get her cut. I'm cutting the basket away from her. I'm going to be really careful and try not to cut their roots. They don't like it. Kind of probably she'll go into shock a little bit. We're going to put her in some orchid bark. Looks like this. Actually, I have some mosquito netting here in an open basket, and it just helps hold the bark in. I'll put that bark in the bottom, and I'll get some more out of this bag when I'm ready. I'm going to show you here. I'm just trying to carefully cut away the basket away from the roots so that I can get her up through here without cutting the roots themselves. And you don't want to you can't just pull them through. Not that kind of an operation. Oh, see, I'm getting loose on this side. I'm getting loose over here. All right, so this root that's holding her in is dead, so I'm actually going to clip it right down here for now, close to the basket. Oh boy, oh, what a mess. Come on, baby, we're trying to rescue you here. Oh, got some more that are hanging on. These are the old roots. See, I'm winning the war, guys. All right, now that looks a little bit more manageable and a little bit more healthy looking than this mess. All right, so let's continue to look her over while we're trimming. Get up close here. See, that's not healthy. It's spongy and nasty looking. We're gonna cut it here, clear back to here. In the wild, this happens too. You know, the roots die and the wind blows them off. Sometimes we just have to do a little bit of a trim job. You just want to be careful that I'm not getting some of the really good green roots. Some of these are just not any good. Who knows how they were taken care of. So we just have to, you know, be careful how we do and plant them. All right, so I'm not going to cut that. That looks fairly healthy there. That's not healthy. You can tell by how you can feel them. These feel pretty good. The bottom of this root. And you know, this helps, you know, might as well not plant them with all these dead roots and all that. It just decays in the pot, and like I said, it still pulls away energy from the plant, and we want it to give it the healthiest chance that we can. So I'm cutting these off. Leave that little guy, I'm gonna leave. That might be okay. She's looking better. Here's one. All right, so I think that she has a better chance now than she did. I'm hoping. We're gonna check back with her maybe in a month or so and see how she does. All right, lay her down here. And let's get some of our bark. All right, get some of this orchid bark. It's just an orchid potting mix, coarse blend. It's for epiphytes like orchids. It says Phalaenopsis, Cattleya, Epidendrum, and Dendrobium. Now this is a Vanda orchid. I still think she will do good in a mixture like this. We'll see how she does. I kept it taped up so it still has a little moisture. The reason I use the net, it just keeps the medium from falling out of the cracks of this open basket. The basket is a good choice because it's open and airy, and epiphytes like to have their roots free and more aired out. They do not like to sit in water. They will rot. And orchids, you know, $4 for the bromeliad and $14 for the orchid. There's your difference, and that's why I give them a little love, but they give back so much beauty. It's definitely worth it. All right, so I'm building a nice little base of the bark here in the basket. I can trim away the other net later. Mostly I just want to keep some here, you know, to keep it from spilling out. And let's let this little beauty kind of sit in here towards the top. I'm just going to lay her in here gently. I did water her roots earlier. I'll pour water over this, and after I get her planted, I'll take it out in the grass and I'll water down the bark. I won't water down the leaves. We don't want the water standing in the crown of the orchid. So you see I'm just adding bark gently around the outside here. And she doesn't have to be over planted. It's not to keep her deep, it's more to help her be stable in this basket. I'm hoping her, see, some of the roots are just kind of poking up through here, and it's mostly, like I said, to help keep her anchored. I will probably, she's really not like a phalaenopsis orchid where she gets the two tall stems and needs to be staked right now. It's more about just getting enough of this to help hold her still, so she'll just kind of sit in here. That's starting to do better. And we'll let her roots do what they want to do, and hopefully now she will be much happier because she's going to have more moisture. I thought it was really bizarre, you know, how they had them in the bags. That's actually part of the plant, a leaf right there. So hopefully she'll do better. I am going to water these down, and we'll check back on her in a few weeks and see how she's doing. That's how you transplant or repot an orchid. Thanks so much for joining me today when I replanted my orchid. You know, she really had some problems growing in, all tangled in that basket, and I'm really hoping that I can give her enough love and that she'll stabilize and grow, and one day we'll see a beautiful flower stem. We'll check back in a few weeks. In the meantime, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click the little bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. I hope you guys have a great gardening week. And don't forget, catch our blogs over on www.mycontainergardens.com. Lots of additional information that we don't put in our videos, and you can share those out too. Have a great week. Bye.